YouTube always gets the behind the scenes, so you can see my first guest. She will introduce herself in just a moment. Drink a little bit of water. No comments. Had a problem with my sounds. I don't care. We sound good. And we're chugging, and I do this a lot. Okay. And we're live. And welcome to the GES podcast. Today I have a very special guest. Not only is she a very close friend, bestie, awesome mom, boss babe, she's also the sponsor of the GES movement and got us the sign. Got me the sign. Correction. So please, Camille, introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Camille Thompson, almost 40. Been in the Army like 21 and a half years. I'm married. I have 3 kids, right? Only birthed 1, but I claim the other 2 because, they're my family. Stationed here 4 more. I don't know what else to say.
How long you been married?
So it'll be 7 years in December.
7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Rough. Being married
and
is
it's not easy either.
No, that's another episode. I think we need to do another marriage episode now that I have somebody that knows what we go through.
Yeah, some days I'm gonna throw hands.
Always. We always. If you don't want to murder your husband, and he's listening to this, by the way, we're in my house. He's so supportive of this. I always want to choke him and kill him. Here, it's normal.
At least once a day.
I feel like the ones that pose that everything is perfect.
Yeah. It's not perfect. Trust me. Far from perfect.
What do you do in the Army, Camille?
So, I get this awesome job. Well, I'm either going to be your best friend, I'm not going to be your best friend, but most of the time people want to be my best friend because I make your problems go away, right? So, basically what I do is I manage the Army's property, right? So, every single piece of weapon, computer, truck, whatever it is that the unit needs to like deploy, or just daily operational use. So I manage that and make sure that, hey, someone is signed for that equipment, so we're not wasting American dollars, basically, is what I do. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I control the equipment. So, like, you either want me your best friend, or you want to be my mortal enemy, you pick.
And she has some work enemies, I'm letting you know.
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm sure I do. And that's okay, too, because I'm going to be real, period.
And you're going to do the right thing, right? That's why you're in that position of
Yeah.
power. And I feel like at our age, it's very important that we are doing the right things. We're not kids anymore. Stop. We hate people that act like they're children.
Yep. And my thing is, like, if they do what they're supposed to, I'm going to bend over backwards to make sure people are taken care of. If you're one of those people, like, you don't care, well, I'm sorry.
But you do that with your friends and family, too, I've noticed.
Yeah.
If we fucked up, she'll tell us, you're fucking up, you should have done this.
But I'm a Libra, so, it's that balance, right? Balance.
You have a cold birthday, don't you?
Huh?
Your birthday's in the...
Huh?
It's a cold weather.
Yeah.
We're going to make it hot this year.
It was already hot last year.
No, but we're trying... You need to get a vacation.
I do need a vacation.
I think we need a lot of vacation. So today she's gonna take her stuff to work on her vision board. And she needs to have her vision clear. She's doing big things this year. I'm excited.
Yep.
Explain why you're such an overachiever, friend.
Honestly, why? I just don't. Honestly, I don't know, because I feel like since I've been in the Army, I just been that soldier where, like, okay, I came in super young at 17, and when you're a female in the Army, you already have a chip on your shoulder, period, right? So it's like, as a female soldier in the Army, one, it's a male-dominated Army. I don't care what people say, right? So there's very few females in the military. For example, I'd be in a meeting and I'm like the only female in there.
In a leadership position, too.
Yes, right.
Very important,
So I think it just comes with pride, and to be honest, why am I an overachiever? When I'm not doing something, whether that be like personally or like, personally or professionally, I get super depressed. I'm just one of those people, like, maybe the Army did it to me, constantly on the go. Because remember, like, the beginning of the war, right, we're always gone.
Right.
We're constantly deploying, coming back. A year later, you're leaving again. Or, like, if you're not leaving, you're going to Korea or Japan or whatever the case may be.
Correct.
So I just think I think it makes me feel better knowing that I'm making myself better every day, that I'm going after something. Because I just get mentally kind of, I don't know, I'm not going to say depressed, but you guys know when I'm on leave, like I am losing it because I don't know what to do.
Right, so that's why it's important when you have your free time. It's better that you work on your goals and put it on a vision. It has helped me stay focused on what we want, because you can do, this lady right here does 20 things at once. I don't know how, but she can do it. And I'm trying to help you here at a podcast to transition. Retirement is coming. I'm super excited for her.
3 years.
Do not lose your mind.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to the gym with 3 hours of sleep. Tell us when you're passionate about the gym. When did you begin working out?
So I started working out. Honestly, I started working out when I came in the Army. Right before that, I remember when I came in the Army and I was in basic training, I could only do like maybe 10 push-ups and I was sore. And I remember like the 2-mile run in basic.
It was for like 20
I think it was
minutes. 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's 2 mile, 1.5 or something. I just remember that thing was horrible. Yeah, I sucked. Because prior to that, I was never athletic or anything. So when I came in the Army, it was just kind of one of those things. Like I fell in love with running, because back then, that's what a lot of Army people do. We just run. That's why we all
still run.
Yeah, I still run. But now the Army's transitioning into the like Army combat fitness test, where like, hey, you don't, it's more than just about endurance. They want you to be strong too. So honestly too, the other thing with the gym is because it makes me feel good mentally. Truth be told, that's why people are not dying at work, is because I work out in the morning. Because that's where I let all this shit go.
And we're there to listen.
Yeah, so that's where I let all my frustration go, is in the gym. So that I don't take it out at people at home and people at work. And that's why they're still alive.
And that brings us to, how did we meet?
We met in the gym, Max Fitness.
2019, before COVID.
No, we didn't meet in 2019. We met
2020?
2021.
When did you compete? No, I met Jolene 2019 then.
Yeah,
before
COVID. My first competition was 2022, because I did 2 shows that year.
Same year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you were training with Roland
Mm-hmm.
and Max?
No, he had his own little gym. I was just at Max working out.
By yourself?
Mm-hmm.
How did you sign up there?
Well, somebody from work recommended Max. And I was like, oh, walked in there. I was like, oh, it's nice. Like it. And then there I was. And I would see her at the gym, right? And I was like, what's wrong with her? Why is she always, always smiling? I was like, oh, she's so pretty. She's always smiling and
saying
happy.
Hi to you.
And yeah. And then I was like, why is she so happy?
She thought there was something wrong with me for real.
No, I didn't. I was just like, oh, you're just super nice. I didn't get that. Like, there's not anything wrong with you or anything like that. It was just like, that's your personality.
At 5 a.m. in the morning, y'all.
Yeah, I don't. Me, 5 a.m. in the morning. Look, I'm just trying to survive.
And I'm not gonna lie, she was not on the best moods either. But it was very crowded. We're very happy at our gym.
Yeah.
Shout out to God's. We love the 5 a.m. squad. We don't like the PM.
Oh yeah. So you moved from Max to God's, and then I ended up moving a couple months later, 6 months later, I think.
All of the girls.
Yeah.
And I'm moving. Rebecca says she's coming back. Rebecca, thank you. We love you. For real. Come back.
Yeah.
She's getting FOMO of us 3. Now
She's what?
FOMO, fear of missing out.
Oh.
Yeah, she texts me, she's like, I need to go when I pop this baby to the 5 a.m. I said, we're waiting on you, and we want to bring Michelle. Hurry up and join.
I know, Michelle just needs to switch. I could see her more often.
I know.
There's nothing at Max. Just come to where I'm at.
No, I know you haven't listened to the episode I recorded yesterday, but I started talking about my early years in life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much you remember those. I tell us where you were born and when.
So I was born in the Philippines, and then I moved to Guam. So I grew up in Guam, right? Okay. So I moved to Guam when I was because I attended middle school and high school in Guam. So maybe I was like 10, 11. I don't know what grade you would be at 6th grade. Me
either. I was saying this in Mexico. I went all the way to high school in Mexico, so I don't know the difference in America.
Maybe 12, 13.
It's different in another country.
Yeah, so I was born in the Philippines, and then I moved to Guam when I was 6th grade. So 6th through high school, I lived in the island.
But that's United States.
Yeah.
I'm not good with maps.
Yeah. That we spoke English, we used American money, and we had McDonald's.
Okay,
People
I've
always
never been to one.
People always ask, like, is there a McDonald's? And yes, we use American money.
But your nationality Filipino?
Filipino.
Okay.
Yep.
Who did you grow up with?
So I grew up with many people. So my mom actually, I think she left me when I was like maybe 2 or 3 years old. So she moved to Texas.
Okay.
So my aunt got married to this guy in the Air Force. So, and then my aunt went and got my grandma. My grandma got my mom. So she left the Philippines to go to Texas. And that's where she, started living for a while with my sister. So at that time, it was me and my little brother that got left behind in the Philippines, and my mom and my sister lived in Texas.
Well, how many siblings do you have? I talk about this on my podcast yesterday too.
Technically. So
how many of you are?
So same mom, same dad.
Yes.
It's me and my little brother who lives in Texas now.
Is that Aquaman?
No.
That's the one I met.
We have the same dad, different mom. And then my sister, who I grew up with, we have the same mom, different dad. And I just have a whole bunch of other siblings from my dad's side.
You don't have brothers and sisters.
Yeah, but he was hoeing around, and yeah. I don't remember how many. Dude, I don't know, maybe 10 or like 11. Yes.
And you don't know these people?
I know them.
Oh, you do know.
Yeah, I do. I know them, but I don't talk to some of them.
So how long were your parents together when you were married?
I don't know. They never got married. Because in the Philippines, you can only get married once.
What?
Yeah, you can't get a divorce. You can get an annulment, but I heard it's very expensive. And like, it's a very Catholic country, so they don't believe in divorce.
In Mexico, if you divorce, you're disappointed to your family.
Yeah, it's like
if you have kids out of wedlock and all that. So she stayed married.
My mom never got married.
Excuse Hunter Wang, and you might hear it. It's a big baby.
Yeah, so my mom never got married, actually.
So she never married your dad?
Mm-mm. She never got married at all.
Were you at all raised by your dad?
No, so for some of my life, yes, right? So my dad raised me. So when my mom moved to Texas, she was sending money, right? Obviously, Philippines is a very poor country. Like, I mean, poor. I grew up poor. Like, I lived at some point in a rice field in a hut. That's how poor we were, right? And no electricity. The electricity was like a light, like kind of like a fluorescent light,
floating,
and a car battery light. That's how poor we were. So my mom left. She would send money to my dad, but my dad had like a drinking problem, womanizing, drinking, everything. So, I grew up with him, but he paid for like nannies and stuff to watch us.
It's very common in those countries to have some cleaning and help. Even though you live very poor, there's maids in Mexico all the time. Yeah. It doesn't. Right. It's like a culture thing.
Yeah. So, and then at some point, my mom. I ended up living with my mom's sister. Okay. And I lived with them for.
You call him Tia?
Yeah.
What do you call your aunt? Tagalog.
I think it's Tia. I don't. That's how we say it too.
So can you say that you were moving constantly, didn't have a household?
Yep.
When you were very little?
Yeah, and then I grew up with like my aunt. She had like 9-10 kids in our house, and her husband was a drunk. So, it was it was kind of crazy because we lived with them, and my mom was sending her money, but like that money wasn't like necessarily going to me and my brother because she was also using that money to take care of her whole family. That's the truth. And the crazy part is, like, my mom would come home from, like, the States to come to the Philippines. Or she sent us boxes of stuff. And then, I remember I had a little Game Boy. I had that shit for 2 weeks. And then the next thing you know, my cousin was like, oh, this is mine. And then there goes... Bullies. Yeah. They were bullying the shit out of us when we were young. That's why I don't really talk to them like that. Because they took advantage of us. And, the money that was coming in. And then they were taking all their shit.
Yeah, and you had nobody to defend you because you're over there by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a good relationship with any of my siblings or cousins. There's a few.
Yeah.
I was always the black sheep. And I think it has to do with jealousy.
Yeah.
Maybe, too. You think now that they see you, are they successful? Are they still in the Philippines?
Yeah, they're all still there, and obviously I've moved up in life. I don't know if they were jealous then. I think they were just taking advantage of the situation, right?
Right.
Because they had more to gain with us being there, right?
Now,
Because a lot of them don't have jobs.
now the question is, do you think they, at least were you endure any abuse there? Were you beaten, they beat you up?
So I think my uncle would put his hands on us. Because he was a drunk.
Right, drunk people do that.
Yeah,
Right?
so
I grew up in domestic violence.
yeah,
Oh.
so he kind of put his hands on us, if I remember. But it's more like the bullying that came from
The siblings.
like the cousins that I
And
had.
just living in a big house. People
Yeah.
don't understand. I was talking about it and I posted a reel today. 10 people in a house was what it was on my house. So I was sleeping everywhere. I didn't have a bed. I didn't have a bedroom. It was share everything. It's how you grew up, right? And now we're not even stingy, which is weird. You would think that our coping mechanism will be stingy or not sharing. I think we're even more sharing, even because we were forced to share everything with everybody.
I mean, it's the craziest. Like I like sharing with people, but not the people that did that shit to me. That's the truth.
No, of course you don't want to share with them. No, I know.
The crazy thing is like, okay, so when I left the Philippines, I didn't come back after 20 years, right? And my cousin, she's a girl, she's like, I went to the Philippines. I saw my aunt, and the first thing out of her mouth was like, "Oh, your cousin is asking if she can have
money.
She can have like, did you bring any T-shirts with you from like the States?" It's like, I'm not giving her shit. First of all, I traveled like how many miles, and then this is the first thing that you guys are gonna ask me.
Yeah, what did you bring us? It's selfish. It's all
Yeah.
about them.
Right. What did you bring me?
Not how are you?
Yes.
How you been? Come to my house. We missed you.
Right.
We love you. I don't think. Did you ever get that when you were little?
No.
Any affection, love?
So, love, I would probably say no.
Yeah, me either. Nobody hugged me.
No, because and here's the thing, because also like, and I don't know if it's the Asian culture thing.
It's a Latina culture too.
It's hard for like
to express
feelings. Like my mom was never been like touchy feely with me or like, you know.
Did she ever cuddle you, comfort you?
No,
okay.
I don't remember. So that's the thing. I don't remember that part.
So then it didn't happen because those would be good memories, I think. My next question goes: when did you reunite with your mom?
So I reunited with her. I would probably say maybe 12, 13. But she would go back to the Philippines, back and forth, right?
To visit.
Okay. But maybe once a year or every couple of years she would come. So I didn't live with my mom till I was 6th grade. So imagine that.
That's 12 years.
Leaving me at 2-3 years old, and then now I'm like, okay,
10 years old.
10 years. I'm living with my mom finally at 10.
Where?
Back in Guam.
Okay.
So she left Texas, moved to Guam. So because the Guam is closer to the Philippines, it's like 4 hours away. Yeah.
And when you lived with her, would you say you guys got closer?
So when we were young, I don't think so, because I think maybe when I was in high school, when I was about to like leave home and join the army, I got more support from her. But like growing up, because my mom worked 3 jobs, right? So she had 3 jobs, so I barely saw her. So she'd get up and go to work, and then we'll go to school. She'll come home from her first job. She worked at a school, and I'd see her for 30 minutes. She'll go to her next job, and she won't get done till like midnight.
So by now, on those times, there was no dad on the picture.
No, it was just me,
you, your brother, and your mom.
Me, my brother, and my sister. My sister is 10 years older than me.
But she's not your first sister.
She's
not from your mom and dad.
No, like she's my sister from my mom. Not dad.
Okay.
Yeah. But we all grew up together.
Is she older or younger than you?
She's older, 10 years younger than me. So I'm going to be 40, she's going to be 50.
Just like my sister. Mm-hmm. She's from 1973, she's going to be 51, I'll be 40. She always took care of me. Did she take care of you?
I think she did. Like, I remember like my sister like taking us to like the video store on Friday.
Blockbuster?
Like, we would go pick our little movies and walk back to the house. Because a lot of places in Guam, some of them are like walking distance. So me, my brother, and her, we would like, oh, let's go get her.
Yeah, I never had a car. I always did everything walking. That's real
And
poor.
then we'd go to this like little Filipino restaurant, get food, go home. So yeah, I think my sister did some stuff for me.
Well, she was present because your mom was not. That's obviously the reason why she was more around.
Yes, but then she eventually left to
Oh.
go back to Texas.
And when you joined the army, how old were you?
17.
Oh, just like my husband.
Yep. So 2 weeks after high school, I was out.
What happened then with your relationship with your mom?
So what happened is, so I came in the army, then I had my daughter, right? So me and my mom kept in touch the whole time, right? So my first duty station was Korea. So I joined the army, I graduate basic. I graduate basic. I come back home, see my mom, and then they sent me to Korea.
Oof.
And then
Party time.
Yes.
That's
party
another
my ass
episode.
off.
That's another
Here
episode.
I was, 17-year-old me. 18, I turned 18 in Korea. And you could drink.
Whole life, go life.
Yep. Got the t-shirt. So what do you call that? So I go to Korea, then I go to Fort Lewis, which is Washington State,
Okay.
right? And then I think 22 is when I had my daughter. I got pregnant and I had my daughter.
Okay, was your mom supportive then?
So when I had my daughter, my mom was not happy.
Of course not. You're
Yeah.
from Latino. You're like Latino culture.
So,
you're,
they were like,
you're not supposed to.
and they're like, oh, are you going to get married? And
Right.
I'm like, no. And then the first thing that came out of my mom's mouth is, you should get an abortion. And I was like, no. So I was 22. I've been in the army roughly 5-6 years. I was a staff sergeant, and I was like,
High speed.
I could afford to have a baby. I don't know. So she said that, I was pissed. And she was like, okay, well, I said, so I tell her I'm pregnant. She's basically pissed at me, telling me you get an abortion.
Cousin, yeah.
And I'm like, no, yeah. And then we don't talk for 2 weeks. Then my mom calls me again, and she's like, hey, are you going to keep the baby? I said, yeah, I'm keeping the baby. I said, I am keeping the baby with or without your help, right?
Right, you don't need her
Because,
at this point. You have your healthcare, you have your place.
I have my own little, I didn't move into an apartment yet, because you can only move when you're like 6 months pregnant. So
you were in the barracks pregnant, friend? I did not
Yes.
know that.
I was waddling
Oh my
up the
God.
stairs.
I didn't even want to be in the barracks without a kid.
I was moving my boxes and shit, 6 months pregnant, to go get an apartment.
Wow, my hero.
Yeah, so my coworkers had to help me. Yeah. Anyways, here I was, 22, pregnant, and then, I hung up on my mom. Like, if you don't want to be a part of it, bye. Because you're not going to tell me if I can keep my baby or not.
That's inside me.
Yeah, and to be honest, I had no reason not to keep my baby, right? Because I could afford to have a baby at that point.
And you wanted it at that point.
Yeah.
You were over 21. You're not 16
Right.
and pregnant like
And
the
I'm not,
American
and I'm like, I'm not relying on you to help me, so why would I do
Listen
this?
to you.
Yeah, exactly. So I had my baby, and then, so I had Kim 2007, right? 2008, 2009, here, 05, 06, I was deployed. Okay, 06, 07, right? Kim's a deployment baby. So I was holding around after that first deployment.
Who kept Kim?
Huh? No. So 05, 06, I was deployed. I come back from the deployment, living my best life, because I have not been able to drink for 12 months, right? So when I came back from the deployment, I got pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So she's a deployment baby. She's a post-deployment baby. So she was born August 2007. So I have Kim, and then 08, 09, guess where I was? Back to Iraq, right? So I had to drop my freaking 7-month-old baby back to my mom. She's in Guam. And I drop her off, and I'm like, it's the saddest thing I ever had to do, but here's my baby.
That you didn't want.
See you in 12 months. That's what happened, right?
Wild.
Yeah, so I come back, I go back to the States, I pick up my daughter. Now it's just me and Kim. At that point, Kim was like almost 2. I'm like, dude, how do you drop them off at 7 months and you pick them back up, and
Walking.
they're like, holy crap, like how do you. So when I pick up my daughter, my mom was basically constantly calling me crying. She loves her, misses her, because my mom pretty much raised my daughter at that point.
Of course.
You know, so
Baby.
and she's the first grandbaby, so my mom definitely have some type of like special. I would always tell her like, damn, you love her more than you didn't treat me like
I'm
this.
sure she does.
Yeah, I'm like, you love her more than you. And
She's a good kid, girl.
Yeah,
I'm telling
yeah,
you.
it shows. So my mom lived with me, so she was crying all the time, and I was like, Mom, I was like, hey, why don't you just come live with me?
Where?
I was in Fort Lewis.
Okay. Still in Fort Lewis.
Yes, still up Fort Lewis. So she
Pick up your kid and your mom.
No, Kim came first.
Okay.
I picked up Kim first, and then my mom came like maybe a year afterwards or something.
At this point, you're still single.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I was a single mom with a baby. I was still out there trying to, you know, live my best life. I was still trying to party. So my mom lives with me.
You were young.
Yeah, my mom lives with me, right? And she lives with me, and it was good for a while. I applied. She was my dependent, so I took care of her. She really didn't pay no bills.
I was gonna say, was she working?
No, she wasn't working. She wasn't working. She lived with me. I paid for, I paid for everything. Honestly, the only thing my mom would pay for would be like, hey, groceries, if she wanted something other than what I'm buying, or she wanted food that
go out to eat.
go out to eat. So I mean, it was cool in the beginning, and then so that was 0809. You know, I deploy, I come back. I pick her back up, and now we're in Texas. We're at Fort Hood.
Okay.
The sad thing about that, right? Oh, no, it's not what happened. So 0809, I deployed, right? So from 2009 to 2012, I'm in Fort Lewis. Then they said, hey, we're gonna send you to Korea. So I was with my daughter. So I was for 2 years. I think 2 years I was with my daughter, and then I had to go again to Korea. So when I
Back to Korea.
That's the second time in Korea.
Yeah.
Yes. So now I had to move my mom and daughter again
to Texas.
So my mom and my daughter lived in Houston with my sister at that time. So I did a 1-year tour in Korea. Then I come back from Korea, I picked them back up, and now we end up at Fort Hood.
Okay.
That's how it happened. So I mean, it was good with my mom in the beginning, but I just remember 20-year-old me. I don't know what the expectation was. Like, I'm supposed to just be a stay-at-home mom, and mind you, this is like the beginning of the war, so it's like, oh shit, you just never know when you're gonna deploy. So, hey, I want to go out and drink. Oh, it's a 4-day weekend. I'm going out. I want to party.
Right.
Because even though I'm a mom, I'm still
20 on your 20s.
I'm still.
I partied hardcore in the army.
It's still in my 20s, and I was still trying to find my special person.
Right, when you're single in the army,
Yes.
it's a party town.
Exactly. So,
It's fun.
After, getting it, I guess.
The first time, that was me.
Oh my God. So I was out there getting it, and it is what it is.
And you had your mom supporting you at home with your daughter, which is the
Yes.
most important. Your daughter was
Right.
not just getting left on, which
Yeah.
is great, right?
Yeah, but
you
she-
can count on her
Yes.
on that for your kid.
Correct. But I think my mom, because she lived her life a certain way, it's almost like she expected me to live my life the way she did.
Where you're a different person.
Correct. And then that's what I would say, like, oh, when I was your age,
I was working.
all I did was work. And I said, your life and my life are two different things. You're not in the army. You had, okay, not trying to be funny, I never know when I'm gonna deploy. I never know when I'm gonna
Die. Yeah, I
right?
know.
So I was just trying to enjoy life at that time. I'm just trying to live and have fun. And my mom didn't agree, because now she's judging me, like, oh, you need to get your life together, blah, blah. And in hindsight, looking back at the things I did in my 20s, I feel like, yeah, I could have done.
No, you couldn't. You lived your best life.
Yeah.
You have to be on the moment.
I know, but it's almost like, okay, now that
we don't get those years back.
But I'm glad I got that shit out the way, because in my 30s,
we're not hoes.
I'm not holding around. I got that shit out my system. Like, I'm
ready
married.
to settle.
I don't need to look at another dude. I'm cool. I'm happily married.
I look at other dudes.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people out here, 30-some years old, married, still out there trying to hoe around at this age. I don't know what to say.
They're not committed.
Mm-hmm.
Now for the record, I am married, but I'm not blind, so I do like to watch. Don't touch. I am tempted to touch. But I don't
That's
do
a
it.
song, right?
That's
Tempted to touch.
that was from our 20s.
There you go.
Thank you so much. So when did you say things went south
So I think
with your mom?
the crazy
In
part.
Texas or?
So I'm trying to think. I think it got worse when I went to Texas. Now I was getting older, right? And like the beginning of my 30, and I think maybe between 28, 30, 31, I still wanted to go out and party. I was single. I was a
And you weren't making money.
I was a sergeant first class then,
Woof,
right?
baby, she was banking.
So I had my own house. I had a career.
Super proud of you.
I'm taking care of my family. So I'm like, yeah, I still wanted to go out and, you know, go out, meet men, whatever.
She gets tired.
So, and sometimes I feel like, I don't know. I think where it went south, honestly, when I think about it, is back at Fort Lewis, because my mom she knew I needed her, right? So if you're not in the army, you probably don't know, like, if you have a child and you're a single parent, and technically if you're dual military, you have to have a family care plan, and a family care plan says that, hey, if you deploy,
who's taking care of your kid? Sign it.
Exactly. This person will be like their parental guardian or whatever the case may be, right? So my mom knew that. Every year I had to get the damn paperwork signed, bring it to my commander. I'm like, here you go, I'm good. My mom knew that, and honestly, she used that against me because she knew that I needed her. When we would get into a fight, she'd be like threatening to leave. She's like, I'm gonna go, and then I would have to beg my mom because I'm like, you can't go, like, what am I gonna do? And when I got to Fort Hood, that's when it even got worse with, you know, even though we you know, I come back from Korea, I get to Hood. I was at Hood, maybe Fort Hood, like 8-9 months, and here I was going again. I'm going to Afghanistan at that time. So at that point, I've already been, at that point, I've been in Korea, deployed twice, went back to Korea, and then here I was, 2012, 2013, going to Afghanistan, right? So it's almost like when we would get into these fights, she would hold that shit against me. And because you know I needed her.
Yeah, she put it on over your head.
Yeah, and every time
that little paper.
I know, and every single time I would have to beg my mom and try to make up with her, even though I think she's wrong.
Okay, can we admit, and this is an honest question, do you feel like you had to buy your mom to stay around at that time? Or did you have to kind of buy her to stay?
I think I had to beg her.
But were you still supporting her financially?
Yes,
that's my question.
The whole time she's been with me, I've supported her. I don't remember ever asking her for money. It's always been like, and I never put that shit on my mom's head. I've never been like, well, you're living with me, so I need you to pay X, Y, and Z bills.
No, you wouldn't make her pay bills.
No, I wouldn't.
Obviously, but because she's helping you taking care of your daughter, that is the least you can do. But did you ever consider when she said she was going to leave and who's going to take care of your daughter, and you say, go ahead, where are you going to live?
So eventually I got to that point because she used that so much
against you,
against me, that every single time there was a fight, it was almost like going to like, yeah, she's gonna.
Where are you gonna go though?
Yeah. So when I got married finally, right? So I got married to my husband, 33. Okay, 33.
This was after Afghanistan.
Yes.
Okay, so she did take care of your daughter then.
So and then when we moved, like when I was already married, my mom was living with me and my husband. But the same thing would happen. We would get into a fight and she would threaten me. And I'm at that point, I said, go. Because I got so fed up with it. I'm like, I have my husband. He's going to help me with whatever I got to do. I said, Mom, go.
Did you meet your husband in Fort Hood?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So, I told her, like, hey, I'm like, if you want to go, just go. But this is the last time you're going to say that to me. Because if you don't mean it, then don't say it. If you want to do it, bye.
And was she okay with you marrying and all that? Was she supportive?
Yeah, she loves my husband. She thought like my husband.
And why was she still threatening you to leave? What did she want from you?
It's okay. So I think it's honestly, I'm not sure what she wanted. I don't know. Even up to this point, cause I honestly I don't know what she wanted from me. Cause I think here's the thing with Filipino culture, right? I think a lot of Asian culture, and I don't know if it's the same thing for Latino. It's like Okay, so a lot of Filipino parents, I think, do this with their kids, where they make you feel obligated for taking care of them.
For the rest of their life?
Yes, and they try to make you feel guilty if you don't. I'm telling you, it's a Filipino thing. Like, I'll be on Facebook, I watch Filipinos make reels and shit. I saw like a meme that someone made of like toxic Filipino thing. Me, dude, and when my mom used to tell me this, I would be like, I didn't ask you to bring me to the world. She's like, oh, wait, let me back up. She'll tell me shit like, oh, you own me, you wouldn't be where you're at without me. I'm like,
I was not asked to.
I didn't ask to be here. Right. I didn't ask you to give birth to me. Like, okay, thank you, I'm here.
Thank you.
But I didn't ask. So whatever you had to do to get me to where I am, that was your responsibility as a parent. No one told you that.
It seems to me like you got yourself where you at ever since 17.
Yeah, so, because, the Philippines is so poor. Really, to live in America is a blessing.
It is. We're very thankful.
It is a blessing,
yes.
Because all the opportunities that you have here, you're not going to get that.
Nowhere else.
Third world country.
No.
That's the truth.
And a lot of people take that for granted because they never seen where we come from.
Yeah, and so my thing is with my mom is like, she would always throw that in my face. You wouldn't be where you're at without me. I said, everything I've done. I want to tell my mom, like, everything I've done from, like, when you raised me till I left the house, that's you. You helped me with that.
Thank you.
No one's taking that away from you. But from 17-year-old me, when I left home, to almost 40-year-old me, every decision that was made, everything that was done by my hard work and my determination to get to where I'm at, right? I was enlisted.
You made your own decisions.
Yes. I mean, I feel like I've come a long way, to be honest. A little private.
With no help.
Sergeant first class, warrant officer, yeah. So, and even up to now, with my mom, I still don't get her.
Well, okay, so we're
and
go back to the fights.
So it all boils down to money, in my opinion. Because check this out. Our last fight was because of the money. This is how she left my house. So
in Texas.
Here. I was already here.
Oh, she was living with you.
Yeah, so this was 2021 or 22.
When I met you, you were still living with your mom.
Yeah, she was still at my house, yes.
Did she go to your show?
No. So she lived with me, right? So when COVID happened, they gave us the incentive, X amount of money for X amount of dependents. So obviously me and my husband do our taxes together. And so my mom is technically my dependent because she has an ID card and I provide everything for her, right? So when the money came, obviously, that shit went to my bank account, as it should.
You're paying the bills.
Because I'm the one paying the bills, right? Me and my husband are. So as soon as I get the money, I get a phone call like, hey, I heard that you got the money, but when are you going to give me my money? And I was like, huh? I was like, what money? He's like, didn't you get the money for like the COVID incentive? And I'm like, yes. But like, that money's not for you. I said, that money is for the household. That money is not going to be spent by me or my husband. We don't need it. The money is going to sit on an account for emergencies, whatever the case may be. And my mom didn't like that answer from me.
Was she living with you?
She was with me.
Okay.
But she felt, I said, you feel so entitled to this money when it's not yours. The money is, the government's giving me the money based on the dependents I have. And technically, you're my dependent.
It's my money.
Yes.
It's your money.
Right.
It's the person claiming the dependent.
Yes, you're an adult, right? However, you are not working. We're paying for your phone bill. You're not paying for anything in the house. You're like living here for free. Technically, you're helping us with stuff in the house. Cool, right? So my mom felt so entitled. So the next thing you know, she calls my brother because my brother was stationed here.
In Georgia?
Yeah, here at Fort Moore. My little brother, he was here. So my brother picks her up. And obviously, they're only hearing one side of the story at this point. Because I'm like the evil fucking sister.
We're the black sheep, baby.
I'm
the black sheep too. I'm the worst. We're the best.
I'm the black sheep, blah, 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 right? So my mom ends up moving in with my brother.
For the COVID.
Because of that whole money situation. And so that happened, and then my brother you know, crazy part is she moved into my brother's house, and my sister-in-law didn't even know that she was moving in. They just started getting her stuff out of my house.
What?
Yeah, she didn't say. She said nothing to me that I'm leaving. Hey, I'm just gonna leave. You know, thanks, whatever. Nothing. She just was just done.
Now, for the record, those that don't live in the United States, 'cause I do have a lot of land, and we're talking about $1,200. I just want to be clear.
Yeah, $1,200.
We're talking about $1,200 that she made a big deal of.
Yep.
That won't even cover your mortgage for 1 month. Just being honest.
Yes. So she left, moving with my brother, and when she moved in with my brother, she was also miserable. So it's almost like she was doing this back and forth thing where like she was miserable with me and her wouldn't get along. And then she would go to my brother, my sister-in-law, and now that she's there, she's doing the same thing.
To your brother?
Yeah, she'll tell me she's unhappy, she doesn't like this, she doesn't like that. So when she left, I told my brother, hey, I don't want to be responsible for her, because technically you have a dependent ID card because I'm taking care of you, right? But you decided to leave, and I'm not trying to be petty, but I told my brother, you need to take over that, because if the ID card, if I'm here and she's living in another state, technically I'm still responsible for her because she's my dependent.
Right, you have to claim it on your taxes and legal stuff.
So I told my brother, hey, I said, since you're taking care of her, I need you to take over her ID card. So I canceled the ID card. I went to Deers and I said, hey, my brother's gonna reapply for her to be under him, so I have to release her under me. When that happened, I promise you, the whole world just ended for her. She's so upset about it. Like, I'm so depressed. I didn't think, like, I would be in this situation at this age, blah, blah, blah. And I told my mom, we didn't talk for months after that whole thing, by the way, 3-4 months. But me, her sister died. I reached out to my mom and told her, you know, I'm sorry about your loss, blah, blah. We started talking again. Every single time I feel like I'm always the one trying to reconcile with her. She'll go through her moments where she don't want to speak to me. And then I'm always someone like trying to make up.
The adult.
Yes.
Because she's your mommy.
Yeah.
You want to have that relationship.
It's never been like
healthy.
Yeah. So I honestly, that shit got mentally so exhausting, and it was just like I'm so over that whole thing. So where were we? So she moves out. Now she's staying with my brother in Texas, right?
So you move out with your brother here.
She moved out. She moved in with him on base here in a PCS.
So he had to take her. What does your sister-in-law think about all this?
They have so many issues. It's just like, for example, like she like locked herself up in her room, and I don't know if she feels like we have to beg her to, like, for example, when I went to Texas in Thanksgiving, it's almost as if it's like she wanted me to like, no, I traveled like 800 something miles from Georgia to Texas, but you're just locking yourself up in a room, you're not interacting with us. I think
what does she need? Attention?
I don't know. And then one of the things that really pissed me off about it, the Facebook reels that she posts. It's almost like she's posting things on Facebook to make it seem like her kids are not taking care of her, which is not true. Because like my mom has not had to work for 14, 15 years.
And she has a very nice housing, by the way, because your brother you guys live good.
Yeah,
she was never like in a little house or eating dollar menus. You can cook.
So when she would complain about the ID card, even when she had an ID card for me, she'd be like complaining about it, and I'm like, you know, some people don't have healthcare.
Nobody in Mexico.
You have a dependent ID card, even though you don't have the same benefits as me. Your medication is free. You can go show up to the window and get a medication, right? Some people don't have that. So my mom, I just think, always has an issue with being grateful for what she has. And like the Facebook reel, I think is so childish. She's like, you're basically, you know, when someone's going through something and just posting fucking reels and memes, and you're like,
when people break up,
and you're like,
a psychopath when they put the thirst trap, you know, they're single.
And then you're like, oh my God, what happened? And everyone's making their own conclusion about what happened, right?
But that's social media. It's just fake.
So her family, her friends, and her family back home, and they're probably thinking like, oh, your kids are a piece of shit. They're not even taking care of you.
Who cares?
But this is what I'm saying though. What kind of parent, mom, let me tell you, I would never tell Kim like, you wouldn't be where you're at without me, or you owe me. I will never. One, my daughter didn't ask to be here. I made a decision to bring another human life into this. The
Right.
world is hard as it is, right? I would never do that to my kid. Throw it in their face like you wouldn't be where you're at without me. No, that's so fucked up. That is the most fucked up thing like you could ever say to your child. Like you wouldn't be where you're at without me. Like they didn't ask to be here.
And it's not, anyways, Kim's responsibility to take care of you. I
No.
hate that in Mexican culture too. It's
Same
like
thing.
you have kids for them to take care of you.
And
That's not the
that's
goddamn
not-
reason.
No.
Why?
Yes.
That's how they think, and they tell me, "Who's gonna take care of you
Yeah.
when you're old?"
Yeah.
It's not
No,
my
man.
kid's responsibility.
And the crazy thing about that, I told Kim, I said,
Blows
Kim,
my mind.
I said, Kim, when you get older, I said, I don't want to live with you. I want to live in a nursing home and play
First
bingo.
of all, Kim, you need to stop stealing my bestie. She's very jealous of her.
So I told her I don't want to live with her because she said, why? I said, I'm going to go live in a nursing home. I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna be going around on Florida.
I don't know, man. Maybe
Swingers.
if me and my husband are still together, then cool. If not, I'm going to be out there, you know.
Swinging with the elderlies. They have
Yeah,
an
man.
STD one.
Oh my God.
They do.
So I told Kim, I said, I don't
She
want
has to live her life.
I told her, this is exactly what I told her. I don't want to put you in a nursing home. And I said, no, I don't want to be, I want you to live your life, right? But I could never see myself, let's say, because my daughter wants to join the army,
Okay.
right? If she has a kid and, you know, she asked me, can you help me take care of my baby? Then I would be like, yeah. But I don't think I could ever tell my daughter, like,
Take care of me.
yeah, but more like you wouldn't, the same thing that was kind of done to me. The manipulation.
The abuse. My son
Yeah.
sounds like he's getting abused. I'm sorry. If you hear him crying, I don't think he is.
And I don't know, I just feel a lot of resentment towards my mom.
No, Hunter.
Because of that. You know?
Do you think it's resentment, or do you really feel like her actions make you feel like a bad kid? This is the real question.
I don't
Do
think-
you feel like you've done anything wrong?
So I have a very strong personality, and I do get very mouthy, and like sometimes I don't let people get the last word because it's just me, you know. I'm gonna say something. I don't care. I'm gonna say the last.
And this is to her mom, so you all don't have a chance. If this she does
But
this to
okay,
her
but also I think my mom doesn't know when to stop. That's the thing. When she knows that I am like not in the mood or like I'm already feeling some type of way,
she
she will
pushes and
she
buttons.
will
She pushes.
continue.
Oh my God.
She
yeah,
continues.
She keeps pushing until you blow up. Until
Yes,
she drives you fucking crazy like
Yes.
this, like you want to scratch.
exactly.
But why? Why does it bother you? That's what I want us to
What?
get to the bottom. Why do you let her and her reels and her behavior and her manipulations still
Because
get
it's
to you?
such fucking lies and bullshit. She makes it seem like her kids are not taking care of her. Yes, we are. My brother, she's been with my brother, not paying rent. I'm still paying for my mom's phone. I'm not asking her for any money.
She don't pay for medication. She don't pay.
Like she has Medicaid, you know, and here's the thing I hate, and this is why I think it's always about money with her. And I was telling my brother, she has no issue. Like for example, my brother PCS from Hawaii to the States.
Mm-hmm.
My brother has only been home like 2-3 hours, and my mom's like, "Can I have money?" That pissed me off because I'm like, one, my brother has a wife and 3 kids.
Is that the chunky baby?
Yes, my niece.
Oh, she's so cute.
Yes, my baby. So my brother's taking care of his wife and 3 kids. He's the sole breadwinner of the family. And then it's almost like, so
She's another kid.
it's like, oh, can I have money? And I'm like, but you don't need it. Like, you're not paying for any bills. You're getting Social Security. You're not paying for nothing. So why are you asking him for money? And I guess to me, I have to be in a really bad situation to even ask my family.
I was about to say that I've never asked for
Girl,
money to nobody.
Something
I will
has
starve.
Exactly.
I will not even. I will not eat.
I don't care. I'll get
Uh-huh.
a quick payday loan or
Oh,
whatever.
me
the
too. I'll
hell.
sell this pussy before I ask for money. I'm being
I'm
honest.
not doing that, but
I've done it. For the record, I have done it.
so
Because I don't want to ask my family for shit.
so yeah. So I mean, my thing is like I would sorry. So I have an issue with that because to me it shows me that you are basically
Sees you as a money pit.
Yeah.
It's a dollar
Or
sign.
I guess to me it's a pride thing too, because I could never see myself like just. I could just never see myself going to someone that can have money.
No, because we work for everything that we have.
Because I have so
Nothing
much,
was given to us.
and I have so much pride to be like, just be randomly asking. And there's a difference between need and want. Do you need the money?
Or did you just
Or you just want
you're being greedy.
You're just being greedy and you just want to put it in your bank account.
Or go buy yourself something nice.
And here's another thing too. I think, like the Filipinos that don't live in America, I don't think they understand. Oh, they see America, so much money, blah, blah, blah. But they don't understand half the damn money, 75% of the money goes to our bills, right? So, I have an issue. I don't know. I guess I have an issue that, because I would never be like, can I borrow money or can I have money?
I mean, my family does it in Mexico too. Some family members, what did you buy me? What do you mean, what did I buy you? I barely brought myself the plane to come see you. Is that not enough?
Right.
At this point, spend time with me, value my time together.
Yeah.
Those things have no value in some families, and that's sad. So you see a dollar sign.
So that's why I have like this crazy, I would say toxic relationship with my mom, because.
Is there a relationship?
So we haven't really been talking. Like the Christmas, I sent her a text. So I have a group chat with my mom and my daughter. So I said, Merry Christmas.
First of all, she's the queen of fucking group chats.
Yeah.
She has like 5,000 group chats. And stop texting the wrong motherfucking group chat, Darlene.
So I texted my mom and my daughter's group chat. I said, Merry Christmas.
And a GIF, I'm sure.
No reply from me. But then when my daughter says, Merry Christmas, Grandma. Merry Christmas, Kim. I said, okay. I'm done.
Boom. Burn.
Yeah, no.
Like, that hurts.
Yes.
I bet that
So
hurts.
I know you saw my message, but you don't want to reply. Okay. And then her birthday's actually tomorrow, so I don't know.
Oh, no way. So, we're doing this episode the day before your mom's birthday.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm like,
oh, Kyle, we can't release this.
I'm like, no, you can release it. I don't care. We still send. But yes, I don't know. I'm like, if I should send her a message, because I'm just.
No, she wants that Apple Pay, girl. You better not. So if you send an Apple Pay,
like, hey, happy birthday, and then
$100 Apple Pay, she'll be like, I love you, you're my favorite daughter.
Because you can send someone a Cash App request, right, or something. Yeah.
Do it,
bruh. I'm not.
She'll reply to you like that. Yeah, and we'll test our theory.
But you know, even after my mom left me, she would like be randomly asking me for money. I would send her money here and there.
Yeah, you did.
She'd be like, oh, can I have a little bit of money? And she will never tell me an amount. Like the last time she asked me, I sent her $200.
Yeah, so, you can't say no.
And it's not like I'm not doing shit for my mom, but it's just that I feel like I sometimes feel like the relationship is transactional. It's like I only get a text when she wants something from me. You know? Like, can I have this? Can I have that? Can you help me with this?
And this is interesting. Like saying, I don't have parents, so it's a good point of view for our viewers and listeners. Do you feel like your parents' relationships are transactional, or is like give me something for something, or give me stuff because I gave you birth? That's toxic. It's good to identify those things. Yep. Never feel like you owe life to anybody.
Oh yeah. When my mom used to tell me that, I'd be like, I don't owe you shit.
Make sure you say that. Listen to.
And I think I said it exactly. And I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. But I'm gonna stay true to myself. And I told my mom that because I got fed up, and I'm like, I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you shit.
No, and this is the message we want to pass on this episode. You don't owe anybody anything but yourself, Hunter.
Yeah, even your own mother, your own father, like. No, every decision they made, like I feel like to bring, when you bring a child into the world, whatever they have to do to get you to where you're at, that's their responsibility.
To take care of you. And if they don't take care of you, that's fine too. Nobody took care of me and I turned out fine. I don't hold it against nobody.
Yeah,
that's what I'm...
And look how you turned out. You're still this happy person and shit. Even after all the things you've been through, like you're still... happy, you're still bringing joy to other people, and like I think that's one of the best things about you.
And I'm trying to live a healthy life and just support everybody, and that's all we can do. But if they don't want our love and support, then fuck them.
Exactly.
Because we're not a money pit.
Yeah.
Not until you see us on the yacht. That's another story.
Yeah, and like I can't even be like asking my husband for money. I don't even.
No, we have separate accounts.
Well,
That's what I do.
we're making our own one account, but we still have
This is
the
for
bills.
future. This is for future
Yeah.
movements. You
Yeah,
are
yeah,
getting
yeah.
bigger things
Yeah, yeah.
together, so you have to. And
Yeah.
don't give ideas to my husband. Don't listen to each other so much. I'm trying not to spend. I know she's a mom, by the way. She did talk about being a mom. She has to go pick up her kids because I don't want her to be late. She's an awesome
they're
mom.
already texting me. No, they're good. But like I was gonna say, I think being a parent to someone, I think that's special, right? Because not everyone can be a parent, and I think it's not something that no one should be taken for granted. And like, you bring a human being in the world is.
It's the most beautiful thing.
It's the most beautiful thing, but I just don't think like you should be rubbing it into your kid's head that you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. No, that's not how it works.
No, and don't use them because they're gonna make you money later. If they become successful, be happy for them. I'm always happy for anybody.
Yeah.
If my family's rich, I don't ask them for money. They grew up rich around me, and I was poor. They never helped me, and I don't hold that against them. That's their decision. That's their money. You can't tell nobody what to do with their own money.
Exactly, and I was telling my brother, the one in Canada, I was kind of venting to him about the whole situation. He was like, well, that's how the Filipino culture is.
I don't care what culture it is. It's wrong.
I'm sorry, but I'm more American than Filipino. That's the truth.
No. I'm white chicken now. So don't try to bring me my Mexican ways.
I'm a Philly Americana or something. I don't know.
Wait till you listen to the episode. You talk about Pocahontas, about like white dick.
Because I'm not like some hardcore Filipino.
But you don't need to be. That's what is so special about it. Is we grew up to be your own person, and you gotta embrace who you are.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for sticking to your values.
Oh, another thing too. Don't be afraid to stand up to your parent either, because I do it all the time.
Yes.
Just here's the thing too. I think parents have this mentality like, oh, I'm the parent, I'm right, blah blah blah. No, you're not always right. Just because you're my parent does not mean I'm gonna say yes to everything you ask me, or everything you say to me. I'm not gonna agree to it.
No, you have to make your own decisions. That's a great advice for everybody.
Because I can't do that. I gotta stay true to myself. Like I said, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, because one, I have a very abrasive personality, and then like I said, some people can handle it, but that's just who I am. I would never.
I love it. I love her personality.
I can't just agree with someone. I don't care who you are.
No, you have to have your own brain. You have to have your own brain. Even me being nice, I still don't do what everybody tells me to do. I do my own shit. Clearly, if not, I wouldn't be twerking at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, you wouldn't be.
If I listen to people, I'm still gonna do it. I'm not twerk right now for this episode. Do you want to finish with anything? Any other advice for somebody suffering with a toxic parent? Do we see a future?
Yeah, I do. One more thing. Keep your distance. Like,
peace.
Family or not. I don't care who they are. If they don't give you peace.
Protect your peace.
It's not worth it. I don't care if you're family, if you're not bringing me peace and you're bringing me harm. I would rather not speak to you. You can love people from a distance.
Far away. You're right.
I love my mom, but we're better off
away.
Kind of away from each other. And that's my last thing that I'm going to say, because I got to go pick them kids.
That is the best advice. And remember, when nobody believes in you, believe in yourself and stay true to yourself.
Yep, stay true to yourself. Be real. Just keep it 100.
Thank you for coming. My first guest, y'all.
Yay.